What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. Today, I'm doing race picks for the 2022 YellaWood 500. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series, headed to Talladega Super Speedway, the longest track on the circuit, 2.66 mile Super Speedway track, and also the second race of the round of 12 as well, and the halfway point of the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. After much treacherous conditions for this weekend, this race is expected to be very, very chaotic, and there's a lot that is going to happen heading into this weekend. Now, I'm going to be taking a look at the playoff grid today, as the playoffs have been absolutely insane, but we're going to go ahead and take a look at the weather for this weekend at Talladega Super Speedway. So the weather is going to be very, very interesting. The high for today is 76 degrees, the high with 57 degrees as a low. And right now there is a 40% chance of rain with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Due to Hurricane Ian that's coming up across the coast, there's a very good chance the weather could affect the weekend, and this race could be pushed back to Monday or even Tuesday for that matter. Weather is going to be a major, major trouble, and I expect it to continue to be a major, major problem as we get closer to the race weekend. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into picks. So for those of you who are new to the channel, here's how picks work on the channel. I do two suck picks, two drivers who I expect to really struggle in the race, who have had really bad struggles and will continue them or will have a bad race. Two underdog picks, two drivers who will continue their really strong runs, who I think will be really, really good throughout the weekend. And I will have the winner's pick, the driver who I think is going to win the weekend overall. And I've got 5 drivers you need to watch out for this weekend, along with the guy who I'm picking to win this weekend. So now, let's jump into the picks. Who are my suck picks for this weekend here at Talladega Super Speedway? My first suck pick is a guy that has absolutely struggled here in the playoffs. It's been noted that since June, this guy has a 24th place average finish, has only had 2 or 3 top 10s. In 3 of the 4 playoff races so far this year, he has struggled and has not been able to finish the races, and has finished last in the playoffs as well last weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. I think the struggles are going to continue for this guy. This guy did have a good run at Talladega earlier this year, but I don't expect the luck to turn around. I think Kyle Busch is going to struggle this weekend at Talladega. Kyle Busch has had a hate-love relationship with this track throughout his entire NASCAR Cup Series career, and I don't think his hate-love relationship is going to change. I think he's going to continue struggles this weekend as he tries to close out a really frustrating year as he heads to Richard Childress Racing next year in the A-Kart. He'll be looking to try to end the year well. Unfortunately, though, I think his bad year is going to continue. My other suck pick for this weekend at Talladega Super Speedway, this guy did have a very good run at Talladega, nearly winning the race, throwing a kind of questionable block the last time we were here at Talladega on Kurt Busch. But unfortunately, this guy will continue his bad luck here at Talladega. He has not really run really good here. He's crashed out of a majority of races, and this is the one race that this guy I've been really worried about when it comes to the track. I've got Kyle Larson also struggling this weekend. Like I said, Kyle Larson has generally historically not been really good at this racetrack. Yes, he did have a good finish earlier in the spring, but I unfortunately expect Larson's super speedway luck to not really change this weekend. I think he is going to really struggle this weekend at Talladega Super Speedway. And now we're going to jump onto the underdog picks for this weekend at Talladega. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend is a guy that really had a really strong performance at Texas Motor Speedway. He led some laps, and I think he nearly got a top 10 finish and led some laps in the race as well. Plus, we were at Daytona earlier this year for the Daytona 500, and this guy probably had the fastest car and probably could have won this race if not for crashing out. Plus, this guy's been really strong at this track historically. Got his first career top 10 finish, and I believe his first NASCAR Cup Series start. And he'll be looking to really get some momentum back. I've got Harrison Burton having a really good run. The 21 team's been historically really good at Talladega and also been really good at super speedways. I think there's a chance he could win the 100th race for Team Penske in the team's history. I think Harrison Burton's got a really good shot to get it done, and I think you could have a top 5 run this weekend at Talladega. And my other underdog pick is a driver I feel like has really improved in the second half of the season. He led some laps. I believe he's up front contending for the lead at Texas. He led laps at Watkins Glen before electrical problems came up. And it seems like overall, this guy is continuing to progressively improve on a week-by-week basis. I've got Todd Gilliland also having a really good run. Todd Gilliland, who's been really fast at super speedways and road courses this year, how fast the Farmer Motorsports Group has generally been. I really believe that Todd Gilliland is going to have a really strong run in the 38 car, and I think Todd will be very, very fast this weekend at Talladega Super Speedway. And now we're going to jump onto the winner's pick for this weekend at Talladega Super Speedway. Who is my winner's pick? My winner's pick is a driver who has won here at Talladega Superspeedway. In fact, the defending winner of this race, and has also won earlier this year at Kansas Speedway. I think he's become only the seventh, sixth, or seventh driver to win multiple races this year. I've got Bubba Wallace picking up his second straight victory in the fall race at Talladega Superspeedway, and I've got him winning his second race in the last 4 races. The 45 team in 2311 especially have been showing a lot more pace, and compared to last year, I feel like 2311 is in a much better position as an organization right now than I've seen in a very, very long time. I think Bubba Wallace is going to be really, really fast. I do know that they've had issues, some steering problems the last couple weeks, but I don't think they're going to have those same steering problems. They're trying to get some stuff picked up for next year. I think Bubba Wallace is going to have a fantastic run, and I think he is going to pick up his second victory of 2022 this weekend at Talladega. And now we'll go ahead and jump on to the ones you need to watch out for this weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. Who are the ones you need to watch out for? My first driver you need to watch out for is a driver who's historically been really good at this track. He's got, I believe, 2 wins at this racetrack throughout his career, and I expect that he will absolutely be a contender to win this weekend in the number 12 car, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney is one of the best super speedway racers in NASCAR currently at the moment. And this 12 car has shown a lot of pace and a lot of speed on the super speedways this year. Nearly had a chance. I think he had issues in the race at Daytona, but was able to survive and get a pretty decent finish out of the day. I think Ryan Blaney won't have those issues like he had at Daytona, and I think he'll absolutely be a threat to win this weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. My second driver you need to watch out for is a driver who really needs to get back his confidence that he had through the regular season. Of course, the driver won the regular season championship. I'm talking about Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott has had a horrendous run in the playoffs. He's only scored, I think, 1 top 10 so far in the playoffs so far. With how good he's been on super speedways historically and how good he's been at this racetrack, I do believe that Chase Elliott is going to have a really strong run, especially if he has that speed like he did at the beginning of the race at Daytona. I think that 9 team is going to be really, really tough to beat, and I think the 9 team will have a good chance with Chase Elliott to win this weekend at Talladega. The third driver I think you need to watch out for is probably one of the most underrated in the history of super speed racing, a driver I would consider one of the best current super speed racers out on the racetrack, Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin has been really angry in NASCAR as of recently for some of the justifiably angry with NASCAR for some of the calls they've been making as of recently. But we all know that Denny Hamlin is very fast at super speedway tracks. I think the 11 car is going to be really strong this weekend, and I expect that Denny Hamlin is going to be very fast and will be showing a lot of pace this weekend at Talladega. The fourth driver you need to watch out for is a driver who's coming off of a lot of momentum with a pretty solid run at Texas Motor Speedway and also could have had a chance to win at Bristol, Brad Keselowski. Brad Keselowski's been really turning the season around over the last few weeks. RFK's been showing a lot more pace, of course, with Chris Buescher picking up the win for the first win for Brad since Brad's gotten in the ownership role. Brad Keselowski, I think, is going to be absolutely a threat to win. I picked Brad to win the race earlier this year, but he had some issues where tires were going down, and we had to come back down the road a couple of times with speeding issues. I think Keselowski won't really have those problems this time around, and I think Keselowski will be a contender to win this weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. And a final driver I think you need to watch out for this weekend at Talladega Superspeedway is a driver I think is extremely underrated at Superspeedway tracks. But this guy always finds a way up front and got his first career win at a Superspeedway track, that being Daytona in 2018, and could have won the race in 2020, Erik Jones. Erik Jones has been really, really strong at the super speedway tracks throughout his career, and I expect that number 43 team, which has been also improving throughout this year, I really think the 43 team is going to show a lot of pace and show a lot of speed this weekend. I think Erik Jones is going to be a surprising contender. I think the 43 team, I think they've got Air Force or Focus Factor. Can't remember exactly which sponsor they're going to have on the car, but I think that Erik Jones is absolutely going to be a threat to win this weekend and will have a very good chance to win in the number 43. I think he's going to have a really good opportunity and a really good shot to win this weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. So anyway, those are the race picks for the YellaWood 500. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson. My underdogs are Harrison Burton and Todd Gillen. My winner's pick is Bubba Wallace. And the ones to watch are Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, and Erik Jones. So that is going to be it for the race picks video for Talladega. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on so you can be notified when a video does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. Links in the description below for that. And comment your thoughts below and your picks below for this weekend's race at Talladega. Who are your suck picks, who are your underdog picks, and who are your winners picks? Let me know in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we should have a NASCAR news video. Some NASCAR news has already been coming out today that we're going to talk about here tomorrow, and a lot of other content will be on the way for this week as you get you guys set up for Talladega. Expect a lot of attrition in this race and a lot of things to happen. So anyway, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for some more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.